what you do. You buy these players that cost money and make a difference in it. But we never do that.
Never complains, gets up, with a smile on his face.
They just want you to sit in your chair and go, hip hip hooray, for the Western press and the Western narrative. Regurgitating the same old every single day without fixing. If you haven't seen it before, please watch the first two episodes, the second season.
We are on the site of the castle,
and it was the first time the Beatles had really stopped being semi-professional almost.
Look at that. Absolutely fascinating. Hello? That's the first time I've seen this behind me. The Four Musketeers. Not the three. Alexander Dumas. Let's get this bloody right now. Anyway, good morning. Good morning, everyone. I hope it's going to be a fantastic day for everybody. And just before I start, I have to mention these people, good people. And they're the sponsors of the Frank Carlyle pods, all of them. Please, boys and girls, please don't struggle painting, decorating, whatever. Get these, especially if you're the elderly or you're the NHS workers, simply because excuse me, instead of struggling, coming home from work, hospital, whatever, if you're at NHS work, don't struggle trying to decorate your place and then going back to work later, the next day or whatever. Get these people, they're brilliant. They really are. Fully time served, lads, fully insured. 5-star, honestly, work. That's what they've been given, 5-star. They leave your house in pristine condition and lovely, whatever way you want to decorate it. Just get them in. And you get special discounts as well if you're an NHS worker, if you're an elderly person. If you've got wooden frames and whatever, please do not go outside, climb ladders, painting your sashes and whatever. Just get these lads in, let them do the work at great reasonable prices, even if you're not one of those people and you're an ordinary person. Get them in because they are the very, very reasonable. And that's Gap Painting Services, the sponsors of the Frank Carlyle podcasts. So what are we going to talk about today? I'm going to tell you about a film I watched last night. In bed. Watched it in bed. I'll tell you about it in a moment. That day of the week again. Sounds ominous, doesn't it? It's that day of the week again. says Edwards, and as it carries on by saying, what's the plan with the streams when the season starts again? Are you doing Tuesdays and Thursdays again, as well as a watch-alongs? Yes. Yeah, I'm doing one on a Tuesday. Doing one on Tuesday. We're talking about, we'll see what's happening over the weekend, because I've been watching podcasts, just looking at them, and it's the same old. It's just supposition. So Tuesdays from now on, yes. And it could be, I was going to do one, when was it, Thursday? I was going to, last Thursday just gone, the other day. And I said no, because it's the same. You go on every pod and it's the same, unfortunately. It's all supposition. Supposition. I can't get my words out, But anyway, it's back anyway, the football. And we'll just be discussing whatever. Whoever's coming in, whoever's going out. And no one's gone yet, only Kelleher and Kmonsa. But there will be people going. I was watching Inside Anfield yesterday, and they all seemed happy and, doing the I5s and having laughs. But there's some training methods, I don't know whether you have watched it, which are absolutely ridiculous. And I'm going, what the fuck's this? A fella standing there, one of the trainers or whatever they are, and he's got two like soft things, that you bend and you can hit over the head of the net. And you get the player runs and like fences it and then ducks, and the trainer puts, goes and thought, what the fuck's this? You should be fucking learning to shoot outside the area, never mind doing it. I don't know whether, when I was at school, our school teacher, he had us kicking the ball about, but shots, and I goalie. Fella named Franno Townsend, great keeper. That's what we do. I'm passing, kicking the ball to one another and lofting it. And I'm going back fucking years ago. They've got these two. Have a look at it. I thought, what the fuck's that? I'm sorry. I know you might think it's about reflexes and everything. Snafey. Morning, all. Morning, State. He's gone now. Big off, Snafey. Morning, Edward. If you can't get your words out, Frank, the Albanian is just a click away. That gives Stephen Snape a laugh. If he's feeling down and out, he just puts the Albanian interpreter on, and he just laughs his little head off. Cheers him up. Excuse me. Oliver Reed says Simon, a larger-than-life character buried in Bruhenny Cemetery in Butterban, Cork Island. His gravesite was picked so that it was in full view of his favourite pub, O'Brien's. I didn't know that. I didn't even know where he was buried. Didn't know that at all. Very good. I've always said, you know, you learn something new every day, whether it's trivia or anything. And I didn't know about that. I liked Oliver Reed, great actor. I always remember him in an interview, and he did a film with excuse me. He did a film with it'll come to me, and Parkinson. I never liked him. Smug him. Do you know he thought he looked like Steve McQueen? Honestly, he really thought that he looked like Steve McQueen. He actually said it. Him and his wife. Who did his wife look like? He said, oh, I forget. But he said his wife looked like her, and we get taken for them. Oh, fuck off. Are you kidding, fella? That's why I never liked him. Smarmy. So anyway, he said, I was just on the film for nothing. That's what he said. I forget the film. He was a gangster in it. British. But an American actor. Robert Mitchum. He said I was just on it for nothing. Just to play alongside him. Because Mitchum was great. Mitchum was great. And he took the piss out of Parkinson once. He said that he was Parkinson was going on about Ireland, and he said, you did a film there, Ryan's daughter. He said, yeah. He said, how did you find the Irish? He said, what do you mean? And he hardly spoke, you know. All as he was saying, Mitchum was yup, nope, yup, because he fucking knew that Parkinson was a boring prick. Anyway, he said, I found him, okay. Gave you no privacy. He said, it was in a little cafe. He said, and this big Irishman came over and said, hello, what are you doing here? Are you doing them for... He said, he went so. He said, so he really got on my nerves, and I had my fork in my hand. And I just grabbed his head and went, right up the fork, right through there. And Parkinson said, really? And he went, nope. Nope. Loved it. And even Oliver Reed was buried and on a programme getting interviewed by him. I think he was buried. And he was going on about, you know, other people that he'd worked with, other stars, you know. And he said to Parkinson, have you come to interview me? Or, you know, why don't you... And he mentioned the names, you know, he's going, oh, you've worked with him, you've worked with her, you've worked with... He said, just bring them up. I thought you were talking about me, not them. Now take the piss out of them. Just never liked them. Snaky. The words won't be in the correct grammatic ordered way, but at least they'll be out. Says the Snaky. My only regret is that I didn't drink every pub dry and sleep with every woman on the planet, says Oliver Reed. Great quote. That's me, that. Me in my younger days. So, morning, Franco and chat. Morning, Darryl. Hi, Frank. Hi, Darryl. I love your there thing there. Darryl Diego 20. Like that. So what did I watch in bed last night? I bet you were like, no, I wasn't. I went, hey. I was good for my ladies. Never raised a hand. Just showered them with the love they wanted. They loved it. It's like the hat. Back at that. Oh, Bella Italia, cara mia bella, come stai? Morning, Franco, and your dirty lads. Thank you. I'm glad you never said me. And I'm glad that you heard what I said. I always treated my ladies with the respect and dignity that they needed. I'll show you a picture of me when I was younger, honestly. And someone said I looked like an Italian porn star, 80s porn star. What's this? I hope I get it. Just bear with me on this. Bear with me. If I get it. I've got to see it somewhere. Mamma mia. Someone said to me, what's his daughter look like? Never seen it. There's me. And as someone said, he said, I put us up on a post, like a profile thing. And he went, fucking hell, Frank, you look like an Italian 80s porn star. Oh, fuck. Took it down. Can I see Mr. Flynn? Someone said, what's your daughter? You know, there's my daughter there. Francine. So Frank has a woman on each arm and I wish. Ollie had a crazy life, says Simon, and a memorable end. He died of a heart attack in a bar after downing 3 bottles of Captain Morgan's Jamaican rum, 8 bottles of German beer. Yeah, I know it was in Malta, wasn't it? Still filming The Gladiator. I remember going, I went to a place called Catholica for the holidays there. I said, I'll try this place, see what it's like. So anyway, I went there, and it was just full of Germans. Catholica was just full of German tourists, holiday makers. And anyway, I was coming off the beach, and I always went for a couple of beers when I came off the beach. And I seen this place, And I think Snappy, if he's still with us, I think he'd know about this beer. So anyway, I was walking past, and there was these Germans, just sitting there, drinking beer, these Steiners. So anyway, I said, I'll have a beer, I'll have one of them. So sat down. The waiter came, I said, I only will, meds. It's not one of them. So we said, okay. So he brought me a beer, the same as them. And this beer, it's like a greeny looking. So I had it. And the Germans were looking over at me. And let's go. So I drank it. Boy, that was powerful stuff, especially with the heat as well. Got back to the hotel, went to bed, and slept for hours. Because normally I just went to bed, I went to sleep and that. Get up, get a shower, and out again. Okay, now. Never drank that again, that green beer. It was greenish. Numerous doubles of famous grouse whiskey and Hennessy cognac. I'm beating 5 much younger Royal Navy sailors at arm wrestling. Oh, Franco, you sexy beast. Love the moustache. Thank you, Bella. Yeah, younger days. But as I said, that is, didn't wear glasses or anything. Never wore them. But when you're studying and, classes and markings and your eyes go. So I had to get a pair of glasses. How old was I when I got the glasses? I was about 42 or something like that. But thank you for that, Bella. Most wanted picture right there, Frank Carlyle. Most wanted. Frank, you look like a proper scouser in that picture with a little perm. My dad had the Scouse curly hair as well. That Francine has a picture of me when she was a baby. And I've got her in my arms. I was taking her out. And picture was taken of me. And I had a curl. And someone said, you look like Zapata. And the fella who said it thought that Zapata, do you know what his first name was? Viva. Thought his name was Viva. Viva Zapata. Fucking hell, that's what I grew up with. Lovely lads still. The 80s was a prime for the Scouse curly hair. Yeah, hands down, yeah. I went to the 78 European Cup final with a curly head. had curls. So that's when it was, the 80s, 70s. Not a perm, you know, but it was long. It was really long. Had long hair. Oh, yeah. I'll try and get it one day, show you. I haven't got it. The Stein, says Snappy, glass you refer to is called a mass. Oh, the Reinheitsgebot. The Reinheitsgebot laws state that German beer can only have 4 ingredients to qualify for that legislation. That beer states the law today. It was a mouthful, was it? Speaks German, you know, fluent. Sehr snake. I was when I was lecturing, I had 2 lads, and through this, I was doing some work for this place, and I used to go in once every week, just once. He said, "Would you do it?" I said, "Yeah, sure, no problem." So I went in, but there was 2 lads, 2 fellas, and you could see that there was. Anyway, I was walking through the corridor. I finished the class, and I was walking through the corridor. I don't know whether I was going home, you know, or what, you know, going to the car to get on. I just don't want to forget. But anyway, as I was at this, one of the teachers stopped me, and he said, "I've just passed your place." He said, you know, you get classroom, and he said, "There's 2 fellas in there." He said, "Are they right?" You know, the way, like, "Is he right?" You know, honestly, that's what he said. I said, "I don't know." He said, "Yeah, come and have a look." So I went along. This, honestly, please believe me. I went along, and the door was like a little bit open. And I looked in, and the 2 of them were standing there. They go, "Schweinhund," because I was talking about the First World War and the impact it had on Liverpool. And Mum was going, "Schweinhund," and he was "Schwein." This fucking don't cross the world. Oh, fucking hell. And I just looked at it and I went, I said, "I'm getting off." And I just walked, and the fellow went like that, you know, the other teacher. But they were nice fellas. They were harmless, nice people. Bella, you're not going to believe this, Bella, but in my household, my grandmother's house, you know, we're all living with my grandmother. It was Caruso. And they used to have those crackle in there, you know, the thing. So I grew up, believe it or not, listening to the old Caruso things, which they done since the 30s. And they used to play it. Well, my granddad did anyway. And we had a piano. And my uncle Frankie, classical music at its best. And he used to play some of Puccini and Verdi, believe it or not. So I grew up with this. And there's a girl, I always forget her name, Giardina, brilliant singer. Giardina. Or anyway, but I've always followed, believe it or not, Andrea Bocelli. And I went to see him. I was in Sorrento. Couldn't believe it. There's a poster up. Andrea Bocelli, which is going to be Prossimo Giorno the next day. I went, I'm going to watch that. I'm going to see that. And I got me tickets and I went. Incredible. And he sang, I'll tell you what, he sang Funiculi, Funicula, you know. And the next song was Conte Partito, Conte Partito. I went, that's great. The next, like a year or so later, he brought it out with Sarah Brightman. Time to say goodbye, Conte Partito. So it's always been Andrea Bocelli. And because I was like ill, he was appearing at the Pierhead, a stone's throw from me, and I couldn't get to see him. That was a big disappointment. Like a fella named Jimmy Dore, another stone's throw away from me. I follow him on YouTube, and he was appearing just the other week. Never got to see him. My favourite film is, it was a French fella actually, spoke perfect Italian. I forget his name. And it was about a cinema. He ran a cinema. I forget what it was called. And then there's another one called My Beautiful True Story. It's about an Italian couple. They have a son. Outbreak of the war. But he's Jewish. Oh, what's it called? My Beautiful. Something My Beautiful. What a story. I'll get it. I'll get it. Write it down. I can't get it now. Do you know what? I forgot my water. I can't get it now, Bella. But I will. And, you know, when you're on again, I will have it. I'll tell you. My beautiful cup. My beautiful something. And it's about this fella and his son. They're thrown in a concentration camp. But he's saying to the son, they're all actors. And this is like a pantomime. And the son, he's only a kid. Fucking hell. It's brilliant. I forget the actor's name. I'm trying to think of the title. The title is something My Beautiful. It's not Life or anything. But it's an incredible film. It's just a few years ago. Incredible film. Snappy. 78 was my first European Cup. Oh, good. With our sacrosanct institution. Sorry to change my glasses. Stephen. Yeah, with our sacrosanct institution, 16 I was. I also sampled the attitude of the police to Liverpudlians. It was displayed at Stoke railway station. Oh, go away. Again, it's like what Simon said about where the other fella's buried, Oliver Reed. Now, that, if someone said that to me about Stoke, and you know, oh, that's just piss off. The police buried. It's the lad himself, the witness. Mario Lancer, answer Philly. You're a rent. I know what to look. The chat, the humour. Sorry, Franco, that was wrong. Someone spoke while I was trying to talk through the mic. you talk through the mic, yeah. That's brilliant, that. That's funny, that. Know what you look at, the tumour. Tumour. I've got to tell you about this thing. I meant to say Mario Lanza. Yeah, Mario Lanza. Again, his records were in the. Yeah, he had a very high voice, but he had a fantastic tenor voice, didn't he? His singing voice was totally different from his ordinary voice, his acting voice. So we. Sophia Loren, my granddaughter's named after Sophie, spelt exactly the same. Me and our kid loved, me and our Jared loved Sophia Loren. Said to Francie, it must name Sophie. Sophia Seagull. Tom Hanks is good, Forrest Gump, Saving Private Ryan, which is good, but doesn't bring the other allies in. Greyhound, World War II film. Yeah, that's a new one, that more or less. But Saving Private Ryan was British, you know. Don't know whether you're aware of it. It was a British lad. I'm going for me water. I'm really dry. That's why I'm coughing. Excuse me, boys and girls. Yeah, it won't be a second. Can I tell you, before I go carry on, can I tell you about this film I watched while I was in bed last night? Excuse me. It's called 222. Numbers. Number 2:22. It's a time. 2:22. So if you put that in, 2:22, the time, 22, 2:22, it'll come up because there's a couple of 2:22s. But this one stars Teresa Palmer and Michael Houseman. And it's a cracker. It's really a very good film. It's a love story. It's It's about this. It just starts off. Excuse me. It just starts off at New York Airport. You know, the tower. These people who bring planes in and bring them out. And it's about and our events go on. Our events goes back in time. It's an unusual film. It's enjoyable. It's unusual though. It's like a paranormal type film. Watched it last night. 2:22. Teresa Palmer and Michael Houseman. The offer is good, Frank. It's about a film company making The Godfather, and that they had to get permission from the Oh yeah, have I watched that? I've seen that. I'm sure I have. I've seen it. I've seen that film, Franco. I think it's called Life is. Bella. Life is beautiful. Wow. People, watch it. Life is beautiful. True story. About a dad and a son. It's not similar to the boy in striped pajamas, but it's like the same lines, like believing and. But life is beautiful. The dad has to pretend that it's fun. You've got to watch it. You have to watch it. Snapey. On the subject of Italian films, just put Monica Bellucci in any of them. I'd be transfixed like any other red-blooded male. I'm just ecstatic. I was born heterosexual to appreciate the aesthetic beauty. I'll give you the gold star for your grammar. Brilliant. That's good. Yes. Do you know when you? How can I put this? When you look at it. I'll tell you who one of my favourite actors was, and I suppose Bella as well, Italian. Sophia Loren, great Sophia. Claudia have you seen Claudia Cardinale? No. I couldn't believe it. I said, no, this is not Claudia. But one of my favourite actors was Marcello Mastroianni. Fantastic. But there was a great chemistry between Marcello and Sophia. And I mean chemistry. Great actor. Great actor. As with The Offer is a series with Giovanni Ribisi, and he plays Joe. Go away. He's had to dye his hair because he's got red hair. He's got natural red hair as Giovanni Ribisi, and he doesn't look Italian at all. Looks more Irish, believe it or not, red hair. You're gonna be yourself there. Simon. I'll have a look at that Edwards, actually. I'm sure I've seen it, though. I'm sure. Unless I've seen a clip of it. And I'm going back a couple of years ago or more. Simon says, I never knew that Richard Chamberlain has a brief but notable singing career, releasing multiple albums in the 60s. Most people associate the song They Long to Be Close to You with the car. Oh, go away, did he sing? Close to You. I like Michael Caine and the Bum in The Italian Job. I don't like Michael Caine. I think he's a greedy prick, and I don't like greedy pricks. I've had enough of them even now today. Greed. Christ. Looks Christ, doesn't it? I hate anything creasy. Yeah, look, down there. I hate creases, you know. I don't like Michael Caine. He did the Jaws 3, and he said, I don't want my name associated with it. Someone said, well, why did you do it? He said, the money. Yeah, the money. I turned down a lot of money to do something, and I mean a lot of fucking money, because I'm not greedy. He did it for money. I don't like him. It's good, Frank. It's only a limited series. Watch it in 2022. Yeah, I'll watch that, definitely, and give you my... well, I will watch it if it's only a limited series. Joe Colombo, and he plays it. Ribisi. Simon says, Charlie Croker from The Italian Job. You're only supposed to blow the bloody doors up. I'll tell you who was in that as well. Noel Coward. Mr. Bridger, if I remember correctly. I just don't like Michael Caine. Just don't like him at all. Sorry to say. Can I tell you another film to watch besides Life is Beautiful? And 2022. No. 222. 222. That's all. You just put that time in. 222. You get it. Cracker film. Unusual, as I said. bit of paranormal in it. Well, it is paranormal. Have to have a drink, people. Sorry. Also go shopping today with Francie. She comes down for me. I just want the sun. My little tan he has is fading away. You can't see it on here. He has a little tan. Vibisi is in another good gangster film called Tenth and Wolf. Tenth and Wolf. And it came out in 2006. Giovanni Ribisi. I've seen him in a few things, you know. But things that have, you know, you watch them, but you just watch them. There's another film I'd like you to watch. And it's called 5 Feet Apart. 5 Feet Apart. It's fantastic. I think I mentioned this before and no one's watched it. About 2 young people in hospital. And they meet in hospital. It's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Try and watch it. 5 Feet Apart. And if if you're writing it in, to stream it, it's 5. It's not like the number 5. It's idiot. It's the proper 5 feet apart. Excuse me. Simon. Just see Michael York behind you. He was the original choice to play Sergeant Howie in The Wicker Man, but was unavailable for the part. The part went to Edward Woodward. I think he was overrated, Woodward. Great actor, eh? Michael York. That was a mad film, wasn't it? The Wicker Man. Cult film. Christopher Lee and Britt Ekland and Edward Woodward. Christopher, hi Frank and everyone. Can't comment much. I'm in work. Like and subscribe. Don't you just love our community? Don't you just love them? Edward's a Bronx Tale is is good. My dad put me on it when I was younger. Bronx Tale, De Niro. And there's another fella in it. And he's a very good actor. And I've seen him in a couple of things. You never heard of him now. Chaz Palmieri. Chaz Palmieri. Proper Italians. Playing proper. But The Sopranos was the greatest ever TV series. But it went daft at the end. And the mafia gave permission for that to be written, you know. Because it was about families in New Jersey. As with Raging Bull is a great film. Yeah. And the music as well, yeah. Jake LaMotta. De Niro, that's how great De Niro is. He put weight on, he lost weight. That's what kind of an actor he is. He wants to get it right. That's when you look at Heat, with Pacino in. Pacino's the cop, he's the villain. Great film. The expressions he pulls. I'll tell you another great film to watch with De Niro in. But try and not watch it on YouTube. Can you get it on? I don't think you can get it on YouTube anyway. And it's called Heist. 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 Now, there's a few films with heist, but watch it with De Niro in. It's fantastic. There's another fella in it called Jeffrey Dean Morgan. This is Heist. Yeah, Heist. It's good. It's really good. If you like gangster film. And De Niro, he's the boss of a gambling ship. One of those paddle steam. Is it paddle steam? No, I might get mixed up. But anyway, he's the boss of this casino. And Jeffrey Dean Morgan, he wants his daughter's in hospital. And this is the sad thing about people in America. If you're not insured, see, there's different categories of insurance in America for medical. Me today, if I'd been living in America, I'd be dead now. I'd be dead, gone, finished, finito. I would have been buried with my curly hair. But anyway, the fella, the doctor, you see him talking about his daughter to the surgeon, doctor, or whatever he was in the hospital. He said, no, he said, it's cost so many thousands of dollars. And he said, well, I'll get it by the weekend. Keep it alive till then, please, please. So watch it. Heist. This is Heist. Yeah, it is Heist. De Niro. Jeffrey Dean Morgan. It's good, Ed. It's good. I like it. I've got to go right to this. Have you ever watched the bike thieves in the war in Italy? Yes. Yes. I have. Fantastic. I have, Bella. Fantastic. Yeah. Edward Charles Palmentieri has a YouTube where interview. Oh, go away. Is he on? Yeah. I'll have a look at that. Type that in. I need to get away, I need a holiday. I'm not saying that, Yeah, I suppose you all need a holiday as well. Simon says, one of York's biggest career regrets was turning down the lead in Love Story. The producers offered him 10% of the gross takings. He felt the movie wouldn't make any money, and it cost him well over 10 million. Didn't know he was there. And it was given to a fella, Ryan O'Neill, who was a right prick in real life. That's why his daughter never ever got on with him. Another right prick in life was Steve McQueen. And I was watching an interview, I'm talking years ago, Sir Alec Guinness, and he was going to it, you know, the way he fucking talk about careers, and it was mentioned, you know, the interviewer, I don't know who it was, said, does anyone stand out, you know, that you made a film? And he said, yes. And he mentioned James Dean, Jimmy Dean. He said, I was over there, he said, I was doing this film. He said, I was advised to go to a restaurant where, you know, my fellow actors and people went. He said, so I was advised to go there. He said, now you can imagine this English actor, gentleman as well, gentleman. And he gets to this restaurant, and the fellow would let him in. Whoever it was at the door would let him in. And Jimmy Dean got up and he walked over and he said to this doorman, this oaf, let this gentleman in. Don't have him standing there on his own, humiliating him. So he said, okay, Mr. Dean. And he walked in. No, he didn't even know that he was an actor. And he said, yeah, join me. Jimmy Dean said, come on, join me. So we joined them. And they became friends. He said, and on the day, Jimmy Dean said, come down and have a look at my car. Going for the drive, do you want to come with me? And he went, no, he said, I don't want it. He said, don't go in it today. Don't drive it today. He actually said that to Jimmy Dean. James Dean. And James Dean was killed that day. Did he have a premonition? He never said. He just said, but I had this feeling. How about that? Simon says, you learn the two great things in life. Never rat on your friends and always keep your mouth shut. Robert today. Goodfellas. What did you think of the film, Kate? Brilliant. That's how great an actor he is. And he actually built up his body, you know, to do that part. You know, big muscles. Wasn't AI or anything like that. It was him. You know, similar to my body. And the faces. De Niro's a great actor. He can play comedy. And he can play a villain. And he can play a good fellow as well. Even the mafia love him, Pacino. But you know who Pacino likes? Doesn't like loves. Excuse me. He loves Shakespeare. Loves it. That's why when blimey, that's when I'm sorry about this. I haven't had my tablet. But anyway, it's not time for it. But anyway, when Shylock, the Merchant of Venice, came up, he said to us, "Get me that part. Get me it." And he got him the part. He got him. I can't fucking. This is madness. Terrible. Yes. So we got the part, Shylock. And people think that Shylock is the Merchant of Venice. And he's not. It's Antonio who's the merchant. And Antonio borrows the money off Shylock to give his friend so he could get married. Excuse me. So Cape Fear is great, Edward. De Niro at his finest. Pacino as Tony Montana. In this country, you got to make the money first. When you get the money, you get the power. When you get the power, you get the women. Well, I've got no power. I've got no money. And I've got no woman. That's me today. What's your favourite? Callum, why are you Callum? What's your favourite horror film? There's a few actually. One of them, I went to see it on the when it came out, and I've only ever seen it once, and I'd never look at it again. And it fucking frightened me. And what it was The Exorcist. There's another film. It is horror, but it's a science fiction one. And it's called 30 Days of Night. Excellent film. And there's another one that's more science fiction, and it's a clever film, and it was done by the Vicious Brothers, and it was brilliantly put together. And that's called Extraterrestrial. Excellent film about aliens. There's so many horror films, some frightening ones. Callum, I like The Conjuring 2. Went to movies to watch it in 2021. Conjuring's good. And Scream 6. No, it was Conjuring 3. Mixed up. It's Conjuring 3. Did you know, says Simon, Pacino was obsessed with Oscar Wilde. He once told the New York, I just felt a connection, a kindred spirit. I think it was mysteriousness and subversiveness. Yeah. Subversiveness. Fucking terrible words he coming up with. Yes, I know about him. And I know about the obsession that he's got with him. He only ever wrote one book, Wilde. And it's one of the best descriptive writing you could ever wish to read. You there? See, the best descriptive writer of all time is Charles Dickens. But when you read Oscar Wilde's novel, A Picture of Dorian Gray, the descriptiveness in that, unbelievable. Christopher, Final Destination are okay, but he always ends up cheering when the death wins. That's perverse. That's perverse. What you've got though, the Final Destination, when I seen the first one, I said, that's good. But there are, a few good ones. But I watched a part of the last one now, the new one. I thought, fuck that, no, smoke. But watch it. Have you seen the Ouija board? Yeah. That was tingling, wasn't it? Edward, I asked you last night, but wasn't on stream if you answered it. When is the UFO? Well, where were you, Edward? I hope to have them this week, by the way. But what I'm going to do a rather than bring them on the conspiracies and theories, and because that's more current affairs. I'm going to do a show with them, and you know what? It mightn't go out live. Might just throw it on YouTube because I might have to do it the other day because this fella's busy. I've got the paranormal fella coming in, but he'll come in on a, when I ask him at night. But the UFO fella, yeah, I'll do him separate as well from the normal shows. Does that answer it? Is that okay, Edward? Hope so, mate. There's a film called UFO, with that Gillian Anderson. It's a couple of years old. It's good. It's good. And Simon says there are two tragedies in life. The first is not getting what you want. The second is getting it. You see, when you quote them, fantastic. Fantastic. You get the likes of, I can resist anything except temptation. And when you look at what's going on today, patriotism is the virtue of the vicious. Think about that. About today, I mean. So I call these people who go on diets the Oscar Wilde diet. I can resist anything except temptation, because they start a diet, I know through experience. Start a diet on the Monday and finish it on the Tuesday. Again, I can resist anything except temptation. One of his great quotes is, the blood sports. I hate blood sports myself. When he says about these people who blow bugles on a Sunday. The unspeakable in pursuit of the uneatable. If you know what I mean by blowing a bugle. Well, I said, oh, my lovely Bella's going. Buona giornata, Franco. I've got to go shopping now, and I'm getting my hair done. And nails. Have a good day. Bella, you're not two-timing me, are you? You're not going out tonight. Getting your hair done, getting your nails done. But anyway, I hope everything for your little nailies and your hair is perfect. For you, cara mia bella. Ciao. Ciao, Bella. Christopher. Watched Paul the other day, really got Simon Pegg, brilliant. And I always forget the other fella's name, But he's very good as well, isn't he? No, Franco. There's only one, and that's you. Lads. Oh, what can I say to them? What can I say to them? all jealous. They're all jealous, Bella. Don't know what to say. Simon, Basil Fawlty. Is there something wrong? German guest. Will you stop talking about the war, Basil? Me? You started it, German. We did not, Basil. Yes, you did. You invaded Poland. Love that. Best comments. Best comments I've ever had. Christopher. Nick Frost. Yes, thank you, Christopher. Nick Frost. Paul. Try and watch those films I mentioned. 22. 222. 5 feet apart. Life is beautiful. Sartorius Kyriakis. He played for Liverpool, eh? Best CB ever. No answer to that. No answer to that. Always remember going for a mate. You'll go to the game. Me and my mate, he'll go for another mate. Knocked on his door, honest. And he comes out and he's got scarves around his wrist. Right? Scarf around his wrist. We never went with colours, you know. The only time we ever went with colours was at European Cup finals. True that. To go to a fucking match here, but fucking red and white. But anyway, he came out and he had scarves wrapped around, 2 scarves around the wrist. And as soon as he opened the door, he went, "You're going to get your fucking head kicked in." He just looked at him. He took them up and he went, "Have you seen these pricks walking around? You're going to get your fucking head kicked." That's what he did. So where's he getting the scarves? Mad. Mad days. Mad days. I haven't seen them yet, Callum, because I had a phone call this morning off Anthony Smoke. I tried to get a quick cup of tea, and so I never had time to do anything, honestly. But I will have a look and be finished. So this fellow tells the doctor, every time I sneeze, I feel very sick. The doctor asks, what did you take? Pepper. Ken doctor. Do you believe that Ken Dodd was a friend of mine? If you don't believe me, you can ask Anthony. The only time you are allowed a match day scarf is it. Christopher, had new kits for a while, got them from China, yeah. Do you know like all this nonsense what fucking Trump's saying about, China? It's only jealousy because China has the finest technology. And there's lots of Chinese workers in the Italian, how can I say this? The Italian, well, do you know the show makers? You know, the people who sew are all in Italy, Chinese. They're the best sewers. So like I've got Italian gear here, and it's the Chinese who sew everything. So what China do, technology-wise, as well, and clothes, honestly, they're the next best thing. Believe me. Someone said to me, that watch there. I went, what watch? He said, the watch you're fucking wearing. What do you think? So it was this one, actually. And I said, why? He said, because, there's lots of, what did he say, blanks going around. I said, well, it's real. He said, you can get them in China, he said, and you can't tell the difference. So they're the best at imitations. Just about to watch the new Superman film, says Callum. My daughter and my granddaughter went to see it. Francine brought her daughter, Sophia, to see it. She did. I said, what was it like? She said, it was all right. Sophia liked it. She said, it's gone back to the original, like the Christopher Reeve thing. And when I seen who was starring in it, the stars, I never fucking knew any of them. Only one I knew. And that was an English fella. And his name is Nicholas Hoult. Good actor. And I said, I bet you he plays a villain in it. I only seen who's starring in it, that's all. And she said to me, that actor you mentioned, she said, yeah, right, plays a villain. They always have Americans playing. I mean, English playing the villains. Always. Callum to Christopher, they weren't the originals. The white one is different. Simon to Christopher. It's a joke what they charge for retro kits and shirts, and you can order online from China for a fraction of the price. All these clubs rip off fans. That's why I say to people, go to at Scarf or a Badge, or go online at Scarf or a Badge.com. Just put capitals, capital, I caps, H, full stop, S, full stop, at Scarf or a Badge. Quality stuff. I'm not paying 110 for a football top, says Christopher. Well, I've got a 13-year-old granddaughter, and I said to Francine, yeah, we get it. She said, no, Dad, she knows. She wants a proper one. I've got to pay that. There's a top for it. What way she'll get out of it, because she's growing. What way she'll get out of it, I don't know. What's the name of? I told her. She wants a Sabozlai's name. Then she changes her mind, you see. Sophia. I'm just made up, she said. Honestly. It's your other grandsons, it's your grandsons, they're red. One of them is in Thailand, doing that competition, martial arts. That's what he does. Fighting though, in a cage. Forget what you call it. From a clue. I don't like him doing it, but you can order concept kits now too. Apparently, it's based on Palestine and Israel. What? Palestine, Israel. I don't want anything to do with that. Simon to Callum. I heard the new Superman film is, yeah, that's why I will watch it. Each kit have different badges on. I want something. I'm going to ask, I don't know, I might ask someone to make me one with number 20 on. Big 20 on the back and a small 20 here. That's me. Callum. Simon, now it's on a genocide, that's not woke. And if it says as I'm happily woke. Don't be woke, please. Christopher, I'm gonna get Jota 20 on the turquoise one, says Callum. That's nice. That's nice. Like that. What's your plans for the rest of the weekend and Monday night's podcast? He said. It's history, as you know, Monday nights. The weekend's nothing. Just go shopping later on, I hope. If Francine comes for me. You see things and I just sit. I can't do anything. Because I'm going to see our kid tomorrow. I'm getting picked up, going to see him. Jared. That's one good thing. The only thing wrong with some of the ones I got was the 97 Eternal Flame motor on the back was missing, but the others had it on. Yeah, you've got to have that. 97. That should never ever be forgotten. Ever. Ever. Did you hear that fella? You know, I don't do facey. It's very rare that I comment or whatever. Very rare that I use it. Very rare that I go on it. But anyway, I was scrolling. And a fella named Lord someone says, how much is Giotto worth now? The fella's from Ameston. And where's Ameston? It's been murdered apparently. And found out where just an arsehole, these arseholes. They just think that say something like that they can get away with. You don't mock the dead. Callum, the move for Ekatike isn't the conclusion of the Reds' forward business in the transfer market this summer. It's merely the beginning. They want Rodrigo, don't they? I think Rodrigo will be a good sign. I'm unsure about Ekatike, to be honest. I haven't a clue who he is. Paris Saint-Germain got rid of him. But that's just me. I'd rather have had his Premier League experience. It would have been ideal for us. And I thought we were going to get him. I was told we were going to get him. Simon says to Callum, they're haggling over the money. LFC only want to pay 70 million. The Germans want 100 million. I think they are holding out for Isak. But either way, not keen on Ekatike. And even Yusuf, I'm glad someone's agreeing with me there, honestly. Yusuf never watched Ekatike. Apparently, he's not that clinical. And that's what we need, a clinical finisher. News that has come out this morning, we are still pursuing Isak. Well, I said, didn't I, that a couple of weeks ago that we were going to get him. I was told that by some certain person. He shall be nameless. He doesn't come on here, by the way. Doesn't comment, doesn't do nothing. He just phones me. He told me about Rodrigo. How long was it? 5 or 6 weeks ago. So we're going to get a lad named Rodrigo. Leo. I said, don't go away. I said, yeah. It's my lovely daughter. She must be listening. I'll be down later to take your shop after your pod. So he asked her to bring down that curly-haired photo of me. Ekatike has 3 injuries in 3 years, says Callum. Well, that's good, but it's what suits us. I was told he's like, who was it? I said, no, he's got to be fucking better than him. I said, no, like him. You got to, well, it was just a, anyway. Rodrigo would be good signable. Make the most of most lads. You won't see another summer like this again. Yeah. Christopher. Yes, Frank, I was very disappointed when it wasn't on the 3 of them, of the new tops, but it was on the others. Yusuf, now this is what we've got to be careful of as well, the AFCON. This season as well, that tournament's been an obstacle for us when it comes to the title races. No disrespect to it, by the timing of it is annoying. I think they have to play it then, I'm being honest. And I think you'll understand. It annoys me, to be honest. And you're right about the title races as well. Especially with losing Mo for such a long periods of time. See, they have to play that. It's winter time there. It's no use playing in the summer. Look at how the heat. And Callum says, Yusuf, it's all right now, we have depth. And Christopher, I'm sure we will get Isak, but if we don't, I don't worry about stuff beyond my control. That's a cracking point. You know that, Christopher? I'll tell you for why it's a cracking point. That's why I'm not going out every day putting on the same old football. You're just repeating. You need something concrete. That's why you need something concrete. Rodrigo, a natural replacement for Salah, eventually can cover while he is away in January for the AFCON. Can play across the front line, 24-year-old, ticks all the boxes, says Sai. Yes. Diaz will leave Liverpool now. Do you know what? I like Diaz, you know. And I watched him in This Is Anfield, you know, the training thing. And he was happy with everyone. I've been watching Curtis Jones lately, been looking at some old games, you know, highlights. And people might disagree with me here, but I think he's fucking great, yeah. His only caveat is he gets caught with the ball sometimes in dangerous positions. But when he moves forward, he's fucking good. And he puts perfect inch passes. And he tackles as well. Callum. Szoboszlai, Frimpong, and potentially Rodrigo can play right wing. Good shout. And Simon to Callum. To be honest, Diaz has been pushing for a move for 18 months. He's being offered 280 a week by Brian. All the club did for his family, being a bit disrespectful. Not when you're on a very low wage. Chiesa's on more money than. Think about that. Federico. Harvey Elliott will leave, I think, too. Says Callum. Yeah. I think you're right. I think he'll go to West Ham. Yusuf. Jones is too Jekyll and Hyde. Not going to argue with that. You know, that's what some fans think. Like that analogy, though. Jekyll and Hyde. Yusuf. It's about time we got one of Real Madrid's players. These lot keep raising us for players. Yes. Simon, question I have, Franco, is why is so few come through the academy? All that money invested and spent. All the talk about Diaz being on a low wage, apparently he's on 150, whether that is bonuses included. But why is a lot more people who are not even fucking playing? I don't know. The likes of Curtis Jones, who we just mentioned, he's on a very low wage. And on that note, I'm going to finish. I'll have to get hold of Francine. Do you know what? I've got to get ready. Got to get ready to do a little bit of shopping. Get out in the fresh air. Push the trolley around. Use it as a Zimmer. Walking around the supermarket. So on that note, thanks for joining me. Really appreciate it, boys and girls. Thank you. Simon. Bye, Franco. Thanks for the chat today. Thank you for joining us, Simon. Thank you. And everyone else. See you Monday if you want to join me for and Anthony for the history show. I forget what we're doing, but we're doing something anyway. It'll be an interest to you. And we've got Wednesday, we've got the history of literature. I know that you've looked in and some of you's liked the history of literature. It's very important, you know. It's no use picking up a book and reading it and just. The history of it is fantastic. See you all on Monday, guys. And how lovely. Thank you, Simon. Thank you. So, I'll see you Monday, hopefully. 7 o'clock. With Anthony, the wonderful artist. And don't forget on Tuesday as well, I've got the football show. Like we ended there. Proper football show. Okay. See you soon, boys. Thank you. Ciao. Ciao, Beth.